Did I launch the wrong show? I may have launched the wrong show. How is that possible? I've never done that. Okay. Hmm. 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 I'm trying to find my live stream on YouTube. So I'm pretty sure I connected it to my YouTube account. And I'm not seeing it. Let's see what connected it to my YouTube. Okay. So it's somehow it's give me a second. Give me a second, please. Let's see. One second, please. Okay. Okay, well, I'm glad nobody noticed, but in 220 episodes, I seem to have opened the wrong show. That's odd. Let's check out YouTube one more time. So, hmm. So I'm not sure what I did was wrong, but I am confused now. It's okay. I'm the only guy in the room, so I can try to fix this, can't I? I am my own account, so why can't I delete my own video? Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Be great to get this out of the way today. Just not in the mood to have this thing right on my face. Let's try that. It's time for some quiet times. A little drawing. Since there's nobody in the room, we can just do a little drawing for my own entertainment and have a good time. Welcome, Ange. Let's draw some venom. When we get a nice number of people in here, I'll promote the heck out of my comic series that I created myself. And we'll run some flash sales and some cool stuff. But 3 people in the room. It's just going to be casual. If you have any questions, now's the time. It's just you and me. I got a bunch of stuff I've got to add to the store. Marvel's just reprinting the stuff that I did for them over and over. Here's another version, Planet of the Symbiotes, which reprints the Planet of the Symbiotes storyline along with something else I did. Oh yeah, this is a 4-issue mini with Spider-Man versus Venom, and I did the layouts for that. That's also in here. And this one I haven't put in the store yet either. This one reprints Venom versus Wolverine Tooth and Claw. If you're interested in either of these, let me know. Every once in a while, I get a notice in my email. Hey, there's a package coming your way, and they send me comp. They send me one comp for each project. So better than no comps, right? Whenever I see this title, separation anxiety, I think of Rolo, who he hated this subtitle and always wanted me to draw over it. It's pretty funny. I'll probably be drawing over it today as well. Every Thursday, I'm here. Thursday at noon for almost 3 years. It'll be 3 years in February, right? I can't believe time flies so fast. It's amazing. I think it's 3 years, and I'm 2 followers away here on Whatnot from 1700 or 1800. I forget. Anyway, if you're not following me, please follow me. Let's put me over the top today. That would be sweet. That'd be a nice little something. I got my car's been in the shop for the last 4 weeks. I got my bill today, so I got to make some money. I got to make some money today to pay my car bill. I'd say my car goes in the shop probably every 3 months on average. Hopefully, this will be the last time this year. Hopefully, this will be the last time, period. But you guys know what an X means when you're inking something? It means fill it in with black. And then you can also put XWS or BWS. That means black with stars. A little behind the scenes lingo there for you. I got to get our friend Chris Summers a high res image of Batman so that he can color it. It could be our next print. It'll definitely be the next print when I do a signing of That's Entertainment. But it could be a regular thing. I've got so many prints now, I'm going to have to cut down on some of them. I'll let them sell through, and then I won't renew the print runs on some of them. So check out the prints in the bin if you haven't already. If you're concerned which ones may go after their initial print runs, I'll let you know. Or throw some names at me and I'll let you know. I know there's a Rocket Raccoon, which was a really big seller for a long time, and he's finally seen his day. I think the Guardians of the Galaxy have passed in popularity. Time has flown by, man, I'll tell you. There's a Spider-Man one. I got so many Spider-Man ones now. There's a Spider-Man one. I may have already removed it from the store because I've only got one or two left. There's a Venom one, Venom with the symbiotes. They made a metal print of. That one, I think I'm just going to sell through that, and then I won't renew that. That one just doesn't sell very quickly. And there's a Doctor Strange. You can always tell the Doctor Strange fans because they're very excited when they buy the Doctor Strange print, which I love, by the way. I think it came out really good. I loved it. But there just aren't enough of them for me to lug Doctor Strange prints around from one show to the other. I'll keep them. I'll keep them hanging around, but once we sell out of them, we'll disconnect Doctor Strange. I think it's too bad because, like I said, I really like how that piece came out. We go get 5 people in here, 6 people in here. People have asked in the past. It's happened. What made you join Whatnot, Joe? Well, besides the fact that I think I can make some cash on some sketches like this, because I am the artist of the most number one issues featuring Spider-Man or his cast. That means I'm the penciler of the most number one issues. Besides the fact that I thought I could drum up some money drawing Spider-Man sketches for people, the main reason why I joined is to help promote my comic book series. It's called The New Zodiacs. The New Zodiacs is about 12 characters who can channel the cosmic energies of the zodiac. And my most recent one, which is almost a year old now, it's New Zodiacs Pisces. It's about a woman named Cricket who channels the cosmic energies of the zodiac sign Pisces. And this allows her to communicate with the dead trapped on Earth. So she's kind of like Ghostbusters meets Lara Croft. A little horror with some adventure and some sci-fi mixed in. So these are 48-page books, square bound, full color. Characters were created, designed, scripted, penciled, inked, and mostly colored by me. I did have some help on the colors for this one. I'm also the editor and the publisher, so I got to keep the universe consistent from one story to the next. That's my job. So we also have New Zodiac's Aquarius, which came out a while ago. And this was the first in the series. And the New Zodiac's Aquarius character is named the Liberator. He's a teenage hacker, kind of like Spider-Man meets Captain America with some Silver Surfer mixed in. A teenage hacker who steals this liquid metal second skin that allows him to access the web psychically. And it makes him the Robin Hood of cyberspace so that he can steal from the info rich, give to the info poor. These are the same format, 52 pages, square bound, full color, written, scripted, lettered, penciled, inked, colored by me for the most part. So I want to do, I'd like to do one of those flash sales for these two books. So I'm going to try to do that. Um, bear with me a second. I'm going to run as a flash sale. 20% off. And we're going to do that for, let's do that for a half an hour. There we go. It's launched. So you can buy this book, $10 cover with my signature. And you can get it today for 20% off. Let's do that for a half hour. And then here we have the New Zodiacs Aquarius #1. We're going to do that for this one as well. So you'll get two. If you want to get two, you get them for $16. You'll save 20%. Okay, give me a second. Let's figure out how this is done. Product action. 30 seconds. Let's do this. 1 second. Sorry, I'm not sure what's going on. I may not be able to do more than 2 flash sales. Nope, there you go. For the next 30 minutes, we're doing New Zodiac's Pisces and New Zodiac's Aquarius for $8. Give it a shot. Happy to sign them for you as well. Mr. Kyle Willis in the house. Dude, what's up? Nice to see you in the chat. Please sign my two bro. I will be happy to sign them for you. Let me grab a silver functioning silver pen. Should I make them out to you, Kyle, or just my sig? Well, I see you at Little Giant always, dude. You weren't there last year, though, were you? Not personalized. You got it. Not a problem. Kyle and I collaborated on a print last year for for Little Giant, the old school comic show. There you go, buddy. Thank you, Kyle. Appreciate it, bud. And don't forget to follow. I imagine everybody here in the chat is following Kyle already, but if you're not, follow Kyle. His stuff is great. He's got a great little take on variants and remarks and stuff like that that really turns the kids on these days. What else did you get? Venom Jam Piece Starter Upper. Dude, look at you. 1 second. Let me grab that. It's the $200 Jam Piece Starter Upper. That's only $150 here on the stream. Kyle, you gonna fill in the spaces and then sell us for a couple grand? Absolutely. They will go to good homes. Thank you. Oh, dude, what did you do? You bought the Joker and the Spawn as well. Wow. I was talking to my buddy Rod. He said he was telling me about you. He said you have a store in Florida and you had Rodney down for a signing. Is that true? Yep. How was it working with Rodney for an entire day? Be honest. Joker Jam, Spawn Jam, and Venom Jam. Thank you, bud. This goes with your new Zodiacs comics. I had his ass for the weekend, the whole weekend. Holy crap. I don't know if I could do it. And I've known him for 30 years. Very funny. Do you sell new comics in your store, Kyle? If you do, we have a special retailer level package on my website, which is joestpierre.com, or astronaut like the spaceman, ink like the drawing liquid.com. We have a special offer, but stay in touch if you want to. If you do sell new comics at your store, I'm happy to work out a deal with you. That's his ass for a weekend. He kept up like a champion. 100%. Yeah, Rod's nonstop, man. You give him some attention, he'll go. He's like the Energizer Bunny. So yeah, you're going to Little Giant next year, right? It'll be here before you know it. Jason puts you up, dude. Gets you a nice little corner spot. We love Jason and Celeste here. And they're also on Whatnot too. If you look up Little Giant comics on Whatnot, and I'm only two followers away from 1,700. Am I gonna crack it today? That would be so sweet. I got 1,698 followers. I just need two more followers. I'm on the website. What am I looking for? If you go to the store, 1 second, I'll walk you through the whole thing. You go to the store, so click on the very top menu. There's a store option, and then it says New Zodiacs #1 retailer exclusive for $25. That's 5 copies of the book. So it's a collection of 5 for like almost 50% off. And happy to sign them for you as well. So we've got retailer exclusives on all of my books in the store. I can share some of the other books with you too. Hold on a second. We've got Bold Blood. This was my very first book that I published on my own. It's my foray into sword and sorcery, medieval badassery, lots of blood and gore in this one. I call this rated R. If you love seeing people get bit in half, this is the book for you. Again, 52 pages, cardstock, prestige format. And then we've got my very first creator-owned comic, which was originally published by Image in the late 90s, 1997 to be precise. It predicted an awful lot of what's happening in today's media and political culture. It was meant to be a satire, not a prediction of reality, but here it is. This is the Image book. This is limited to 3,000 with a black cover and with no price on here because these were San Diego Comic Con exclusives. But 25 years later, I formatted it the way I had always envisioned, with a full blown metallic badass cardstock cover and full color on the inside. So this is, I call this the 25th anniversary edition. It's created by me and my buddy Dave Klistic. 25th anniversary edition has the entire first issue, full color, plus it's got unseen DVD extras in the back, character designs that I was doing at the time to kind of nail down the characters. So we also have a pin-up by my buddy Dylan. This is some fun stuff. We raised funds for the Kickstarter, and that's what funded this. And I think it looks great. It was quite a quite an ordeal to work with this printer, but once we finally worked it out, it came out really good. Very happy with how this came out. We'll probably do flash sales here on the stream, but we do have a retailer exclusive for that one as well in the store, astronautinc.com. Let's see. I'm driving Bob Sharon up, the famous Bob Sharon, the colorist. That's so cool. I had to drag him on here kicking and screaming. I just followed. Boom. Now you need one. Order number 10016. Thank you, Bud. Appreciate it. You're a machine. So Bob Sharon is going to Little Giant, or he is also on Whatnot, or both. I met Bob at a show in New Jersey. I thought he lived in Jersey. So right now we're doing, for you guys who are just entering, we're doing a flash sale. Get your copies of New Zodiac's Pisces, New Zodiac's Aquarius for 20% off. And I'm happy to sign them for you. I had to drag Jason onto Whatnot. I'm driving up from Florida to the show and picking up Bob on the way. I see. Oh, that's cool. Oh my God, Jason! I'm surprised he was. You had trouble getting him on this platform. He kills it. I must have spent a couple $100 on him myself. Easy. It was one book I bought. It was a Shazam, Captain Marvel from the 40s for $100. So I easily spent a few $100 on his stream. So weird though that he wasn't there for it from the beginning. So nice of you to help Bob out too. It's very cool. Jason has a lot of the old schoolers like Al Milgram, who I worked with, and Mike Royer, who I would love to work with someday. He's one of my favorite inkers. So yeah, now he's got Michelini's a regular, which is pretty cool. I remember seeing David Michelini at Terrificon one year. And he was signing all these books for free. And I was like, dude, he had this like kind of interesting rule where he would sign every comic for free. unless it was a duplicate. So if you have like two copies of Venom, the first appearance of Venom, say Amazing 300, if you had two copies of that, he wouldn't charge you for the first one, but he would charge you for the second one. Somehow, people people would come up to his table with like short boxes full of stuff, and somehow he could remember what he had already signed and what he hadn't signed. I'm not sure how that worked, but maybe he's a master mentalist or something. So I was like, Dave, man, you're the co-creator of Venom. You should you should definitely charge for a signature and charge more. And he seemed cordial about it. He was probably under his breath. He was probably like, yeah, yeah, kid, get out of here. But when I first saw him, he did his first year at Jason's show, Little Giant Old School Comic Show. I didn't get to see him till the end of the show, and he had a garbage bag full of money. It was like Santa Claus. It was like Santa Claus hit the lottery. I was like, wow, that's kind of cool. I'm glad to see that you decided to charge for a signature, Dave. Good for you. I was very happy for him. He seemed elated with the response that the fans gave him. So well deserved, Dave Michelini. That's all I got to say. And so I imagine we'll see him at every Little Giant show from now on, right? 27-day tour starting with MegaCon, ending with Little Giant. Wow. Are you doing different signings in between that? Different shows? I asked him to bring in Rick Parker. Love Rick. Rick is great. He's up in Maine area, right? I did an in-house signing with David, and he had me make out payment to a pet rescue foundation, Purring Pals. Isn't that cool? Yeah, he would not take a card. Working a show in South Carolina, then in-store signing at All Star Comics on Long Island. I've never been to All Star. Very cool, dude. And you've got a car that'll make it all that way, huh? I wish I could say the same thing. My car's in the shop. By the way, I only need 120 more bucks to pay my car repair bill, thanks to Kyle. And I need one more follower, apparently, thanks to Kyle. Come on, let's get me over the hump. Working my way north, I used to rent minivans for these shows, so I just bought one. There you go. Good idea. Great idea. It's like a mystery mobile. Did you paint the sides and stuff? It's like the circus coming to town. We don't really have circuses anymore. We just have comic book creators traveling the country selling their snake oil drawings. Dude, so cool though. What a great idea. So for the next, how many seconds? How many minutes? We're doing a flash sale. New Zodiac's Pisces. New Zodiac's Aquarius. The comic shop editions. For sale, 20% off. First trip out, I drove it to Little Giant to paint that mural. I haven't seen the mural yet. I've got to get over there. Also drove to San Diego, and holy cow, a lot of miles so far. Man, that's awesome. Was it brand new? That's a lot of miles to drive to San Diego, dude. You must have a co-pilot with you, I hope. I fly my staff out so I can drive alone. Oh, nice. You prefer to drive alone. That's cool. So do you have an artist alley table at San Diego, or do you get a booth space? How do you usually handle that? It sounds like you might also be selling just back issue comics, not just your art, right? So we got 11 minutes left on the flash sale for New Zodiacs, my pride and joy, my finest hour as a comic book writer and artist. Most people probably know me as Spider-Man artist. I am the artist of the most number one issues featuring Spider-Man, his cast. Here's proof right here. Um, so most people know me as that guy, and it's cool. I'm complaining. I love that guy too. It was an honor. It was a goal of mine to draw Spider-Man since I was like 10 years old. So I got my very first rejection letter from Marvel when I was 10, and still have it. It's around here somewhere. So the thing was, is once I got to draw Spider-Man, I was like, okay, what now? What's next? So that's when I started to look into creating my own characters and stuff like that. They don't pay as well as Marvel or DC did. It's tough to get your own. Although my buddy Mike, he got one of his projects off the ground, but it was published by First Second. It wasn't self-published. Um, so yeah, my point was that I loved working on Spider-Man. Loved working with Marvel. Um, Loved working with those characters that I grew up with, but I'd much prefer to spread the news. Tell everybody about what I've been doing now. I think it's better. I think it's better than anything I've ever done in my entire life. I'll show you. I'll show you a fire feature in New Zodiac's Aquarius that I like to share. There's a scene in here. It's a execution scene told via Zoom. So it's three different cameras, three different points of view of a hacker criminal who's getting executed, and our hero, the Liberator, witnesses it. So it's three camera view of a murder. NBD, never been done. That's the kind of stuff that keeps me going as a comic book artist. It's not only about the pinups, it's about storytelling and how to tell a story with panels in unique ways. That's what really gets me going. Love it. Can't get enough. But there are plenty of pinups in there too. Plenty of big 1, 2 panel pagers. 2020. I fly my staff out so I can drive alone. Nope. I got badges through Lunar and rent an Airbnb, fill it with streamers, and paint live all week. Wow. That's pretty cool. Sent to your IG. Dude, that's pretty great. Lunar's the distributor, right? I got to find a distributor. That's my next thing. New Zodiacs was originally distributed through Diamond, and now that Diamond is RIP, I don't know where to go with my creator-owned stuff. I approached Lunar. No, I approached Penguin, and they were like, "You're not big enough for us." I was like, "Okay, I'd be that way." I think I have not heard from Lunar. I think that's the latest with that. Can we get one more follower to get me over 1,700 followers today? That would be sweet. Oh, pics of the mural sent to the IG. I will check those. Filbo Distribution is apparently taking on all the little guys. I know Phil personally, so I will hit him up when the time comes. I've heard mixed reviews from Philbo, though. Um, have you worked with them as a retailer? Phil used to have conventions on Long Island. I've been to a couple of them. Good stuff. I have to get over to Long Island more often. I have to actually get out of the Northeast in general. I think I've tapped the market. I think I tapped the market here in the Northeast from Maine to New York City. I got to get out of this area. Spread the newsy the rest of the U.S. So we got 5 minutes left. We got a flash sale. Comic shop editions of New Zodiacs, Pisces, and Aquarius available. 20% off today. If anybody's interested in a commission, let me know. This is not purchased yet. I can put this up for auction. Um, if you're interested. If not, you can always hang out till it's finished and then I'll auction it off. Thanks for the chat. I got to get to work myself. No worries. Thanks for stopping by, bud. I have not. I have 2 new books coming out, so I may be talking to him. There you go. He seems like a nice guy. I don't know. Like I said, I never worked with him on a distribution uh, subject matter, but he was pretty easy to work with at shows, and seems like a nice enough guy. So he's he's always got a lot going on. He was repping artists there for a while too. I don't know if he still does that, but he's got a lot going on. I will definitely see you at Little Giant, though. That should be fun. Kyle's one of those guys too who does those sketchbooks we were talking about, which have like 10 pages inside, and then he sells them for crazy amounts of money and rakes it in. So I might do my next sketchbook like that. Worth the experiment. Only a minute and a half left. We've got a special flash sale on New Zodiac's comics. The comic shop editions. And it looks like I'm only one or two followers short of 1,700 here on Whatnot. So if you're just joining us and never followed me yet, please do. Let's crack the hump, whatever that means. I'm also on Instagram too if you feel like following. I try to post. I think it's gone down to once a week to post something every day. But you get something at least once a week. It's free, so I'll post a sketch, something I did here on the stream, or a page I'm working on, that kind of thing. Working on New Zodiac's Sagittarius right now. I'm page that's kind of bare. Working out the perspective and stuff. But we'll get there. Once I get the book finished, scripted, pencil inked, I'm hoping to pass it on to a colorist. That'd be so great. And then I'll run a Kickstarter for it. Price is ready. The cool thing about Sagittarius is the third book, so I can keep offering the other two books for as long as supplies last. I can keep offering the same books or the past books. So if you're new to the New Zodiacs and you find the Kickstarter for Sagittarius, you will also find copies of Pisces and Aquarius, and I hope that kind of plays out over time. I'm going to try to keep everything in print. I suppose it's too far to imagine issue 12, whatever sign that may be, but hopefully we'll have the previous 11 comics by the time issue 12 comes out. We'll see how that goes. Bling flash sale's over. Should we do Bold Blood and let's keep it to New Zodiacs today. We've got New Zodiacs cover B, limited to 250 copies. You won't get this or this. These are display copies. Let's do a flash sale on the B comics. Here's New Zodiacs Pisces. Same book as this one, just a different cover and a different print run. So there's only 250 of these copies done. Also, very hard to find in 9/8. I'm discovering. I saw all of the print run for this specific comic book. It came to my house because this is a Kickstarter exclusive. I saw every copy of this book. We had to go back to press because it was there were streaks in the coding and stuff like that, and very hard to find a 9/8. I think I got a couple of them CGC graded. There might I'm not sure I put them even in the bin yet, but there's only 250 of these to begin with that are acceptable copies. So you can get those here only through me. Let's do what's 20% off? $6. Run as a flash sale, 20% off. So this is $16. Whoops. I'm gonna redo that. I meant to do it for 10 minutes. So I need an assistant on the stream. It's official. So 250 of these printed, 250 of these printed with the mix. This one has an all black cover with mixed varnish, glossy with matte finish. Um, Only 250 of these made. They were both Kickstarter exclusives. Run as flash sale, 20% off, and then for 10 minutes. Let's do 15 minutes. Run as flash sale, 20% off. 15 minutes. Here we go. So 20% off the B covers, only 250 of these printed with these black Zodiac sign covers. 20% off, $16 a pop. I should, what I should do is somehow mount these while I'm working. Haven't figured that out yet. How about this? Can we do this? How about this? Can we do this? Kind of do that. It's a nice glare though. So for the next 14 minutes, we got 20% off the B covers. B for black. If you haven't followed me, please do so. I'm only like one or two away from cracking 1,700 followers here on Whatnot. So let's go. Let's do it. Also, if you want to follow me on Instagram, that's my IG handle right there. You can always use followers on IG. I love IG because my follower account always goes backwards. It's kind of funny. I'll do a show or a signing or something. I'll come home and I'll see I have like 5 or 6 more followers on my Instagram account. And during the week, it just keeps going backwards by 1 or 2. It's pretty funny. You can't take that shit serious, folks. Ainge, is Ainge still in the room? Don't forget to follow Ainge. He's got his own retail account. He was selling Spider-Man comics back in earlier this week, right? Late last week. I forget when it was. It was like Sunday or Saturday or something, right? Mm. Got a flash sale on the B covers for new Zodiacs. Only 250 of those printed. Check them out. 20% off. Happy to sign them for you. I've got a silver pen that actually works today, so I can sign them for you. Silver on the black looks fantastic, as I'm sure you guys know. There's Ange. Ange, tell everybody when your next stream is going to be and what comics are you going to be selling. Are you hanging out at DA Comics? I have a feeling Ange is multicasting. 10 minutes left. Get your 20% off flash sale offer on the B covers of the new Zodiacs Aquarius and new Zodiacs Pisces. A lot of variant collectors here on Whatnot, so just trying to make them happy. I'm not a big variant guy myself. I don't collect the variants. I don't have to have all the variants of the same book. I prefer to read a comic book, but there are people that come into the industry from a an art collector's vibe, and got to recognize that. Hopefully, they'll see the light and realize that this awesome piece of art has 32 pages of comic book story behind it, and they'll start reading the comics and getting into the stories and the characters. That will be the goal. Comics are not just giant Pokemon cards. They are stories. I love comics more than I love movies. It's true. I think it's a better medium. Easier to read. You can consume at your own speed. Uh, Plenty of art to sit there and just look at. And then there's the whole collector. We've got to have every issue of Batman or whoever loving Rockets because you love the characters and the stories so much. It's a whole collector's angle there. Tonight I'm going to be selling Moon Knight number 6 Moon Knight 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. You got a lot of Moon Knight. You got that many Moon Knights that you can run for 2 hours only Moon Knight comics. I noticed I booked next week as a comic selling stream, but I don't know. It feels like I just did one of those. I might switch that, or I might change it up to selling graphic novels or books or something. $6 minutes left. Get your copy of New Zodiacs, Aquarius, and Pisces. 20% off. These are the B covers. Only 250 of these. We've got the Pisces, which is Cricket's purple hair color. We've got the Aquarius, which is all black with mixed finish, glossy with matte finish. They're both the zodiac signs for a new era. Free box of comics. Ooh. Let me go. Can you hear me okay? Let me know. Give me a thumbs up in the chat. I just went over to DA Comics and tried to grab a hold of that giveaway box, giving away a whole box of comics. And this one at least has an appealing comic book at the top. Usually there are all these less popular characters on the top. So, including a Valiant book. I remember a Valiant book today, which was actually a good book. It's a comic series called Hardcore, is a Valiant book a series about humans who are recreating like mutant powers scientifically. Like there's giving themselves cybernetic implants and stuff like that to duplicate people's mutant powers. I thought the idea was cool. The art was by my friend Yvel Gachet, and Yvel is quite friggin' amazing. So yes, it was at the top of this giveaway box, but it's 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 a book that I had already read and I was already familiar with, and I didn't sign on to the giveaway box. But this particular giveaway box over at DA Comics has a shadow of the bat on the top, so I'm kind of interested in that. I wonder if my name even shows up once I leave the room. How's our flash sale going? A minute left. Grab your New Zodiacs, Pisces, or Aquarius black cover variant, limited to 250 copies. Where's my camera? Stand by. There we go. Oh, whatnot. You're so silly. 15 seconds left. Grab your signed copy of New Zodiac's Aquarius, New Zodiac's Pisces, the black covers, B variants. 5 seconds left. Bloop. Did anybody buy anything? I didn't see it. I didn't get the notice. If okay, no problem. Should we do these? The rarest of the rares. The rarest of the rares, New Zodiac's Aquarius. This is the D cover. New Zodiac's Pisces. Working with the aforementioned Little Giant Comics. Follow them here on Whatnot, and go visit the store, and go visit the Old School Comic Show, which is usually in April of next year. This is a foil variant. This is a standard variant, but they're both limited to only 100 copies. Jason has signed and numbered copies from 1 to 50. I've got from 51 to 100. I've got all 100 of these. Although these have sold quite well comparatively, I think I only have about 30 copies of this left. But I'm going to do a flash sale with the rarest of the rare. Stand by. 1, 2, 3, foil. Run as flash sale for 15 minutes. It's $22.50. Actually, that's incorrect. Oh, stand by. Okay, I just gave you 25% off of New Zodiac's Pisces, the foil variant. My mistake is your bonus, I guess. So I meant to take 20% off. So we're going to do 20% off for Aquarius. Running flash sales on the rarest of the rares. Only 100 of this, only 100 of this in print. I only have 50 of these in stock. They've sold pretty well. I might have 40 left. This one had all 100, and these I think I'm down to like 30s, somewhere in the 30s. So grab the rarest of the rares while you can. We'll run that for 15 minutes, and I'll just keep on keeping on with this Venom sketch. I put a pre-bid on your Venom Funko. What? Which one? I can't believe this. Which one? Let me see. Auction. Funko Giant Venom. Pre-bid. Did I finish that one? The $60 one. Okay, I do see it pre-bid, so I can run that after the flash sale is done. How about? Does that sound like a good idea? And I'll spice it up a little bit. I've got all the whatnots. They're all the not the whatnots. The Funko Pops. They're all in their respective boxes. I was going to bring them back to storage, so I'm glad you mentioned it. I like messing around. I like experimenting. Not all experiments bear fruit. Today, I think this is the first time I've ever done flash sales um, that were New Zodiacs focused. I know I've done flash sales before, but I forget what for. These are sample copies. As you can see, this one's peeling in the corner here. So you'll be getting a near mint, at least a 9.2 copy of your foil variant. Same with this guy. This is a display copy, although it's in better shape than this one. So I will run that Venom remark very shortly. Give me about 6 minutes, Ange. Ange, I watched some of your stream where you were selling Venom and Spidey comics, and I saw you break out the remarked comic, the Jackal Files comic. I don't know if you saw me, but I was like, run it, run it. I'm in the stream going, sell your collection. I would never sell any of your stuff. Well, that's very kind. That's very cool. It's my goal to become so successful in this industry that you'll be incentivized to sell my stuff because you get a huge ass profit from it. Less than 5 minutes left. Jump on the new Zodiac's Aquarius, rarest of the rare edition, only 100 copies printed, 20% off. Jump on the new Zodiac's Pisces foil edition, rarest of the rare. I've only got less than 50 of these. Foil variant, signed and numbered. Um, I made a mistake. It's 25% off cover price, but I'll honor the mistake if you want to buy a foil cover today. I've been doing 20% all day. I couldn't shut the flash sale off, so my lack of technical skills is to your benefit as well. What's going on over at DA Comics? Oh, I think he's done. Looks like they're winding up. They're doing their freebie boxes. Yeah, my car is in the shop. I just got the bill today. I need about $140 more, and that'll take care of the repair bill. It's like money in, money out, right? And don't forget to follow me. If you haven't followed me, I'm literally one follower away from 1,700. Let's do this. Get me over 1,700. That would be sweet. I'm here every Thursday at noon Eastern, doing sketches, selling comics, spreading the newsy. There goes DA. Just over 2 minutes left. Jump in on this 20% off offer. The rarest of the rare. The height of my comics career as a writer slash artist is right here in my hands. The best stuff I've ever done. New Zodiac's Pisces, New Zodiac's Aquarius, only 100 of these. 25% off this one, 20% off this one. Pretty good deal. Happy to sign them as well. No charge for signature. I do offer COAs, certificates of authenticity. Those are $5. You can buy those in the store, the BIN, the bin. My certificates of authenticity are pretty hard to duplicate because they've got the company seal literally stamped in the paper. I don't believe that's forgeable at all. So these are the real deal. My COAs are the real deal. I can see Venom's forearm is overlapping his hand, so I'm going to need to establish a rim light for his hand so it doesn't blend in with his forearm. 20 seconds left. This is your chance. Get the limited to 100 editions of New Zodiacs, Aquarius, and Pisces. This one's 25% off. And then we'll get Ange's Venom and we'll run the auction. Cool. 1 second, I'll be right back. Looking for the Venom. Angel, are you in the room? This is the one that we were talking about, right? Because I've got another Venom, which is barely halfway done. Cool. All right, let's run this. Angel's, I got a pre-bid loaded up, so let's do this 10-second auction. 10-second auction for a Venom remark on a Venom bobblehead figurine. Here we go, 10 seconds. Bling. Angel the man, thank you, bud. Thank you, no problem. My pleasure. It's people like you that make me rethink my whole approach to pop figures. I was looking at the ones I did yesterday, and I was like, these need to be. Just felt like they needed more like painterly kind of details, and I was like, when I thought of how long that might take to get it to a place where I was satisfied with it, I just said, let's just put them in storage. I got a comic book to make. I'm working on Sagittarius. It's starting to really pick up speed, finally. So I really want to get that done. Also experimenting with bookmarking future streams. I know DA says to do that a lot on his stream. So I sat down a few weeks ago and I just kind of created I don't know. I created themes for future streams. So I think I've got 5 more to go. So try bookmarking those. That I wonder if that'll help get more people in the room in the future. When shows are bookmarked and stuff, maybe I'll get more algorithm attention or something. I don't know, but it's an experiment worth messing around with. This guy's coming out pretty good. I've always got to have a Venom figure. Now I need a Venom jammer. I've always got to have a Venom figure and a Venom jam loaded for shows. So I just lost my Venom jam to Kyle Willis. He bought all my jams. And I've always got to have a Spidey figure and a Spidey jam. So I got to get that Spidey jam going. And it never hurts to have a Wolverine floating around. So I think I'm going to have a stream that's like all original art. And then I'll have a stream that's live drawing like this one. And then I'll have a stream that's newsy focused like this one was. And then I'm going to have a stream that's Funko remarks, although this will be very few, 1 in 10. Original art, 1 in 10, maybe 2 in 10. 2 in 10. New Zodiacs. What else? My comics collection, I really only want to do that like once a month. So that would be 1 in 10. $3 comics collection. One, two, three. So that's 10 right there. What am I missing? For your next Funko Remark show, do the remarks off stream and then auction them off. Yeah. See, that's the thing. I don't want to work on them. I don't know. I I agree that I should do that. That way I can just put them in front of the camera, sell them. And especially if I'm juggling multiple pieces, you people lose track of which one I'm working on and stuff. I totally get that. It's just like me finding the time to do that off whatnot hours. It's not sure. And maybe a all mental metal episode. And then I do have a theme every 50 episodes. We do a wall of fame. Everybody gets their props, and we have a sale for wall of famers. That's kind of a cool idea. I like that. What else do we do? Did we crack 1700 yet? That'd be so cool if we cracked 1700. Mm, this happened to me before, where Whatnot says I'm at 1.7 thousand, but then when the show actually ended, I had less than that. So let's get one more follower. Can we do that? I don't trust Whatnot. It's very buggy. I would never sell any of your stuff. I'm going to pass it on to Jaden when the time comes. And Jaden will sell it off, right? For your next Funko remark, yes, you should do them off stream and then auction them off one by one. I just screen grabbed that. I'm going to take that to note. Maybe do one Funko a day for 30 minutes, set it aside like that, and then have one Funko show. That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. Just take a half hour or so and poke at them until they're finally done. Thank you for that idea. I know I've got a Boba Fett Funko pop floating around. I thought I had it with me yesterday, but I guess I didn't. I don't see it. It must be in storage. Um, I'd actually be interested in doing a drawing of Boba Fett, like the character. So, any excuse. One thing I should also do is buy the Posca pens with the super fine point that Ron Leary showed me. I should get those. That'll help me, really narrow down some of the detail and maybe even get some of the blending that I'm looking for accomplished. So that's a good idea. I gotta get those Poscas. Hey, let's do another flash sale. Um, This one is a it's a new Aquarius. There are more variants featuring the Aquarius book than there are Pisces. Um, there's only three versions of the Pisces book. There's the comic shop edition, there's the Kickstarter black cover, and then there's the super rare little giant foil. But there are other retailer variants for the Aquarius character. This one is from my friend who runs White Rabbit Comics. His name is Mark. I hope Mark's doing okay. I haven't heard from him in a while. White Rabbit Comics, they hired Brett Azar to pencil a cover. So I actually did not do the art for this cover. This is by Brett, and he even signed it right here on the illustration. It's not signed, it's not an autographed comic. So he signed his illustration on the day with the date of completion. So let's do this is super rare, only 150 of these, and I've only got 50 of these myself. White Rabbit has 100 of them, but White Rabbit, for some reason, I never see him sell his variants. I think he just hoards them or something. It's very odd. So I'm the only guy you can get these from. There's 50 of them. So I'm going to do a 20% off auction. This is going to be, it's not an auction, it's a flash sale. Okay, product auctions. Run as flash sale. And then you want 20% off. So this guy's only 20 bucks. I chopped $5 off. There's only 50 of these in my hands. White Rabbit has 100 of them, but he seems to be hoarding them. And we're going to do this auction for 15 minutes. So let me check this out. Here we go. Run flash sale. All right, that looks good. So $5 off the regular price. Flash sale lasts 15 minutes. That's your book. I'm going to continue my Venom drawing. It looks like we'll have this done today, so if anybody wants it, stick around. I'll probably auction it off at the end of the day. I should. I just found out that my car was ready this morning, but I should have come on Whatnot and changed the name of of the stream to help Joe pay his car repair bills. That'd be fun. I wonder how much play that would get on Whatnot. You never know, folks, until you try it out. We got a flash sale rolling out. A super rare new Zodiacs Aquarius. This is the E cover, Brett Azar illustration based on one of my drawings of the Liberator character. I've only got 50 of them in my possession, less than 50. There were 50 of them printed. And White Rabbit has 100 of them, but good luck finding White Rabbit out there selling his retailer variants. I think he just kind of hangs on to them. Okay, let's see. I lost my drawing here. I think that's an artery or a vein. And this is the bicep. Okay. And that's the lat. What the heck? All right, that makes some sense. Let's see. Hmm. Got some overlapping webs and stuff, and so it's confusing me with the arms underneath here. I don't know how to do it. And then, no sweat. I'll add some more webs and obscure that stuff some more. Eight minutes to take advantage of 20% off the new Zodiac's Aquarius White Rabbit variant exclusive illustration by Brett Azar. Brett was the stunt. He's not a stunt double. He's a more like a body double for Arnold Schwarzenegger in the more recent Terminator movies. Because Arnold's, he's up there. He's 70 some years old, man. So you can't have a 70-year-old somebody, even like Arnold's build, representing the Terminator. So Brett stood in. He's a bodybuilder, and he stood in for Arnold's body during scenes in more recent Terminator movies. He was also in a TV show called Young Rock. He played the Iron Sheik, the wrestler. I first met him at a small show in Mass. Was it Mass or Rhode Island? I think it was in Mass, just at the border of Rhode Island. And he was actually the first in line waiting for me to show up because he's a comic book fan. He's a Venom guy. And he had a few of the comics that I had worked on. And so he's working on, he was waiting in line when I walked into the show. He's a nice guy. And his wife was nice too. What's his wife's name? Linda. And his son's name was, I know his son's name. I'm just going blank. It'll come to me. All nice people, very cool. Just under 5 minutes left. Take advantage of the flash sale. This is a display copy, so you won't be getting this one, but you will be getting something like this, near mint minus condition, signed by me in silver. Silver on white looks pretty good too, actually. This Venom is a commission. It is an unclaimed commission. So yeah, if you would like it, I'm happy to run an auction for you. And you can watch me finish your piece. Or you can wait till I'm finished and I will auction it off and it will be for sale. And you can bid on it then. Let me know your thoughts. It's about 20 minutes away from completion. This is one of my better Venoms. I like this one. Definitely a sketchbook 2026 material right here. Just over 2 minutes left. Grab your new Zodiac's Aquarius Brett Azar variant while you can. Gotta plug my phone in before we lose power. 2 minutes left. Get 20% off. It's all about the new Z, man. That's why I'm here. I love drawing Venom. I love drawing Spidey. I love drawing whoever you like me to draw. But I'm really here to promote my creator-owned comics. So support indie creators here today. Grab this guy for 20% off. The Aquarius's actual code name is the Liberator. He's a teenage hacker who can access the web psychically with his mind. He becomes the Robin Hood of cyberspace who steals from the info rich, gives to the info poor. In modern times, in ancient times, the Aquarius symbol represented the water bearer. Water was life. Your access to water could mean life or death for you. And in modern times, the modern Aquarius is a hacker because in modern times, the information that you have, the truth, could mean life or death for you. So, in that spirit, the liberator steals from the info rich and gives to the info poor. The Robin Hood of cyberspace. He wears a liquid metal second skin, kind of looks like the Silver Surfer, or speaking of Terminator, kind of like the T2 2000. He wears a liquid metal second skin that allows him to psychically access the web, making him a formidable foe in the information theater of war. Cool. That's it. Did anybody buy one? Let's see. No bites. No worries. There'll be plenty more next time. Yeah, we do a new Zodiac's theme show. We'll do 2 of those out of 10. I'm thinking the comics collection should be 1 a month. So 1 out of 10 is that's kind of once. That's it should be 2 out of 10 because 10 weeks is, maybe I should do an 8-week cycle. Do the 5-minute sketches. Remember when I did that? That seemed to go over well. I should do a poll. Should I do more 5-minute sketches? Five-minute sketches, they don't look this good, folks. That's the nature of the 5-minute sketch. So the 5-minute sketches, they don't get me very far as coming up with something that could be a print. This could be a print. This is a very cool drawing. I could add a BG to this where it's urban cityscape or Null's planet, or put the background like symbiotes attacking him and he's escaping. And that would be a badass print. But the 5-minute prints, the remarks on the Funko Pops, they don't have any extra usage. I can't even put them in a sketchbook. Maybe I could put 5-minute sketches in a sketchbook. I've done a large number of sketch cards in my time. It'd be cool to put some of those in a sketchbook as well. Do, 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 do. Almost there. Gotta do some webs, and then I'll run this for auction. If anybody's interested in a different character who wants a commission, let me know. Happy to set this aside. It hasn't been bought yet. It's just me this is just me entertaining all you folks that like to watch people draw. What was that? I was watching Kyle Baker. Kyle Baker has a stream, and it's fun to watch Kyle Baker. Respect for his work. I don't know if grew up is the right word, but I used to collect New Mutants, and he was an artist on New Mutants. I wouldn't say I grew up on it, but I was collecting his work on New Mutants. I think he was the inker or the penciler, I forget, or both. I mean, he'd certainly do both. So the whole time he was sketching, he was doing a Riddler sketch. I couldn't relax. I was like, I gotta be doing this. I should be doing this. I just couldn't relax. And then, of course, he made choices that I wouldn't do. So I was like, I got hung up on that. Like, not that what he was doing was wrong. It was just different than I would have done this first. I would have done. So my brain is like sad when it comes to this. I'm just way too on, and so it's hard for me to watch people draw, but other people are entertained by it. That's cool. Do, 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 do. Okay, almost there. The leg complete. We've got to sign it somewhere. We'll put the signature down here. Okay, so we're going to finish the hand and then add clean up some of this web up in here that's crossing across the logo, and then we're done. Okay, let's see. I think if I did if I were to create a new Venom symbiote, I would have another symbiote that was have more like that did more webbing kind of stuff, like Venom does, or like Peter Parker with the symbiote does. I would have more web related visuals for the new symbiote. I think they ran out of symbiote names though. Toxin was good. Carnage is good. Anti Venom, I guess that's good. Boo, 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 boo. Phage, not my favorite name. Cool, I'm going to run this. Let's say auction. Do we have a figure that's 150? Hmm. 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 No, let's create a new one. Add. Create temporary listing. Comics and manga. Comic art. Done. 0000. Venom. Figure. Starting price, single figure, black and white is 150. You guys decide if it's worth more than that. Let's see, do 12 to 15 ounces for this. So I'm going to run this for 5 minutes, and in the last 5 minutes, I'm just going to keep adding more webs and stuff to around his hand, kind of swirling around his hand. So here we go. Confirm. Bling. Oh, confirm. 000 Venom. Venom figure. There it is. Okay, start auction. 5 minutes. And so we just kind of casually finish this off. I see a mistake already. Let's see. Let's fix that. Fixed. I know, I think he has 4 legs. The spider should have 4 legs, but today he's got 3. All right, let's get some of this webbing tightened up. Auction's running for this guy right here. Take it home today. Good luck. Good luck, everybody. I just love drawing all these pieces, like especially if he's hanging out in New York City. There's all kinds of debris and stuff all over the city. So I just like all these pieces flying off him, whether it's his own spittle or it's just stuff floating around in the air. Who knows? I kind of like that kind of thing. "47 seconds left to claim our boy Venom. Any takers?" All kinds of strands of webbing and stuff coming out of his hand. No bites, no worries. Almost 2:30. What should we do next? I need to do a Venom Jammer, Spidey Jammer. Happy Venom. looks like a happy tree. Cool piece, Joe. Thank you, Miss Mayhem. Liz Allen has a symbiote now, anti-venom slash carnage hybrid, calls herself Agony, I think. No kidding, Liz Allen. Are there any Spider-Man supporting cast members who aren't villains of some kind or heroes or superpowered somethings? It's so annoying. Liz Allen also, she's the stepsister of the Molten Man. She's got double whammies. And the husband of the Green Goblin. She's got problems. Liz needs to take a pill. What's next? What's next? I'll probably close up around 3-ish today. Unless I get something, some commissions. I want to jump on. Maybe I'll jump on my New Zodiacs page. Today is New Zodiacs themed show. Maybe I'll jump on my New Zodiacs. Let's do that. I'm going to use the bathroom. I'll be right back. This is the layout stage right here. Um, young child in a playpen with his brother and sister. Brother and sister are going to take off for a while. Child quickly climbs over the top of the crib. Brother and sister are gone. Child lands on the floor. Camera comes wider so you can see there's a balcony. Child pokes his head through the balcony rungs, and then the child falls. So the camera is pulling out as we go down the page. The camera is wider and wider. So that's the idea. So simple of an idea, but we got to get the characters down. We have a character who is in the corner, kind of like a watcher type / recorder. This city is the last bastion of civilization in the galaxy. There's a race of beings that stand and record all the important moments of the city, kind of like the Watcher in Marvel Universe. Except the Watcher shows up only when it's like an important moment. But these guys just hang around. So we got to show him or show them. I don't know if it's male or female. Show them present in the room. Show the brother and sister leave. Bring the camera out and keep the furniture and everything consistent. It's kind of a chore, but I think I got it. It took me a while to break it down in blue, so I'm going to start adding details and stuff. In pencil. Can't wait till this book is finished. Yeah, me either. I had a loose goal in the beginning to have one out every 6 months, but that's not really playing out the way I wanted it to. That is my goal, though, every 6 months. Hopefully, pick up speed as we go along. So yeah, today is my new Zodiacs themed show. So this is new Zodiacs drawing. If anybody wants a commission or something while I'm drawing, I'm happy to set the page aside. I'll draw something for you. But in the meantime, you can just watch. It's like a sneak preview of a page. I need the 2H lead. Here we go. So this is Ray's. It's Connie, right? This is Connie. This is Connie. These are two friends hanging out. And this is Paige. And this is, I think I call him Nimoy after Leonard Nimoy. I'm not sure what the other kids' names are yet. I haven't even designed them. We're going to design on the fly. I'm not sure how important those characters are to the story. If the story grows, something else happens while I'm doing the rest of the pages and these characters become more important to the story, I'll possibly revisit them. But I don't, right now, I don't see an importance to those two characters other than they're friends of Connie and Ray's. So new Zodiacs issue every 6 months. That's my goal. This is awesome to see how a comic book is done. I'm glad you think so, Miss Mayhem. I love this shit. So as I'm drawing, I'm thinking this has to be clearly a playpen slash crib, but I don't want it to look like a traditional playpen slash crib, right? Because these guys are kind of futuristic. So I've got to do a design for this crib or this playpen or whatever you call it, which kind of suggests playpen, but also suggests alien, some kind of sophisticated tech. Let's start with Connie because she's so present in this shot. Where's Connie? There's Connie. I don't have to pencil super tight because I know I'm inking my stuff. So I don't have to be super tight with the line weights and things like that, but I just want to make sure my structure is right. You get your design right, and I'll make corrections as I go along. Let's see. Here's raise. I don't know why raise reminds me of like the Wolf Man. He's just got a big mop of manga style hair. Got a lot of gel in his hair. Very cool. If I could ever help out, let me know. Joe, how often do you find it when writing that the story changes when you start to draw? Uh, I kind of treat a story like a sketch, you know, how you, like I'm doing here, like a drawing is kind of like, for me, it starts with the gesture and then basic pose, right? And then you start to add details to it as you go. Like you make sure that your proportions are right. You make sure the ear is in the right space. You make sure that um, your proportions are right, that the structure is right, that the gesture is clear, and then you start to add detail to it. I kind of see a story the same way. So, uh, I if this were a story, you know, my gesture is right, my structure is right. I know the key beats that are going to happen as we go along and how we get to the end and what happens at the end. And then just like the sketch, like, okay, I want this arm to go backwards and I want this arm to go forwards. You know, I make the adjustments as I draw, right? I want him to have a striped shirt. I want this character to have a top hat. You know, as you start to add detail to the drawing, um, that's what makes it unique. And so it is with a story. Like I have all the beats. I know what needs to happen, and then I just start drawing, and then the details will start to appear as I'm drawing, if that makes sense. So I don't know if the story changes, um, but you know the details of the story are in flux. Like I had this story written 10 years ago, but it's only as I'm working on the story that I'm going to put things in the story. There are things that the child, you know, of course, the Paige is not going to die. Paige falls off the balcony on the end of page 2. So Paige is not going to die, but the things that Paige encounters, I didn't have nailed down until I started working on the story like 2 weeks ago. So now I know that the thing that Paige encounters on the way, are going to be significant in future stories. Um, Although you don't need to know that in the story that you're going to be reading. So it's only within the last 2 weeks that I added those particular details, but the story didn't change. Does that make sense? I also find that while I'm inking the story, the dialogue starts to come. So when you see me inking, I'll start to jot notes on the side, like what the characters are going to say to each other and stuff like that. And so that's how the scripting happens. So it's all very folding in on itself. The visual storytelling, and the writing all start to overlap, and they blend together. And usually that comes faster than it has been in the last year or so. Usually that happens faster. I imagine if I had an unlimited budget and no financial pressure and no obligation uh, to make money, where I could just kind of sit and crank this out 24/7, I imagine this would happen faster. But as of right now, we just got to keep the flow going. I just got to do a little bit every day, and then eventually it'll get done, and hopefully it'll be every 6 months. We'll see. So it's been almost a year, I think, since Pisces came out. That's crazy. That helps. That helps me with the pressure, by the way, knowing that I'm at 6 months behind schedule. I've got to get this next book out. And then, of course, there are other characters that are in the universe, and those ideas come to me as well. So I try to keep tabs on all that stuff. So to answer your question, hope I answered your question, Falcor. It's rare that, to use this visual example, it's rare that I write a story and then suddenly go, oh my God, this should have been Wonder Woman instead of a dude with a top hat. You know what I mean? It's, I don't, I can't remember a single moment where I was completely off on the story and had to change. It's just, it's just, the structure of the story, the skeleton, and then you start to build the details on it. And those can often change. Lines of dialogue will change, stuff like that. I was actually going to ask my friend Ian to draw this particular story. But I guess the loose goal is if you got a book coming out every 6 months, from there, I worked my way to 12 books a month. So it was my plan to kind of hire multiple artists and create a studio to produce these books. That we haven't gotten there yet, but it was a loose plan to have Ian pencil this while I was working on other stories. But the story just took on a completely different tone. The story became from something that is essentially whimsical, uh, little Nemo type story. It actually became something that was um, historical in the universe of Sagittarius characters. So don't want to give this. The story became so important that it was like I can't just give this to a guy who doesn't know the universe the way I do. So the story became more interesting to me. Uh, uh, the story became more interesting to me once I attached the history of the city state of the city to the story. Suddenly, it became something that I was like, oh, I got to draw this because it involves a lot of the world building, the creation of characters and stuff like that. And I didn't want to leave that to someone who wasn't familiar with what I wanted. That happens a lot to me too. Like, I imagine I'm difficult to work with because I tend to see, uh, I I tend to see what the piece wants to be, or maybe I tend to see what I want the piece to be, and so I'll make a lot of changes and revisions and stuff where necessary. So here's page. Now I want to create some kind of frame that makes it look like a playpen of some kind. Let's see what playpens look like. Hmm. I'm not sure Paige should be standing. Paige is an infant. Let's do it. like you said, that you didn't think the other characters in the scene aren't that important. Do you ever find yourself tweaking a story because you like one supporting character more than one you planned for? Um, 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 yes. This happened with megahertz, where I like megahertz. I love the point in megahertz. I like the megahertz universe, but I read a book called Neuromancer in the 90s, which was written in the 80s, which was almost a precognitive prediction of hackers and computer programmers and people who stole data and stuff like that. And um, and those are characters that are. Let me grab the color version. It's easier to read in color. Where did the color version go? This was in '97, so I'm writing megahertz, and megahertz is the key supporting cast member. But there were characters that uh, I had based on these kind of hackers from Neuromancer, and they were essentially the elite uh, SEAL Team 6 of cyber warfare. They were called the Liberators. They were led, of course, by the President of the United States, who was an open criminal who liked entertainment. He was a showbiz style criminal who wore makeup and had a bad haircut. Um, and these guys started to take over for me as far as interest. And so I love this guy in particular. His name was the Liberator. He was essentially the leader of this cyber SEAL Team 6. And this guy just started talking way too much. He got way too interesting, and stories started to pop with this guy. And he started, I felt like some of the supporting cast members for me started to take away from the main character Megahertz. So the Liberator was the first New Zodiac's character. So the prototype for the Liberator character who appears in New Zodiacs is this guy right here. I call him a prototype. His name is the name of the team was the Liberators, but I changed it to Warheads just because I don't. I'm not sure that the Liberator shares the same universe as Megahertz. I would think he doesn't. So you can see in the original 97 version, it says the Liberators right there. So so I think that's kind of what you're talking about, where other characters became more interesting than the main character. They didn't so much change the story. They just started being more interesting to me. Does that make sense? Than Megahertz, who's essentially like a Frankenstein character. Megahertz doesn't really get interesting until, well, for me, it was like, 4 or 5 issues in, but we never made it to 4 or 5 issues with Image. The sales on the book, um, I wasn't able to afford to keep publishing Megahertz after issue 3. So the characters always stay in my head. I can, with an unlimited budget, I could probably write 3 graphic novels with Megahertz, And like I said, the Liberator character, he just wouldn't. That character just wouldn't stop generating ideas and stuff like that. So that's where I think that's an example of what you're asking about. Does that happen for you? Is that why you ask, Falcor? I think I think if you know what story you're telling, and ideally you shouldn't have to rewrite a lot when a character pops. It's kind of like Happy Days, right? Remember Happy Days, the '70s TV shows, clearly about Richie Cunningham, and the Fonz is essentially a spice character, as somebody to come in and was interesting. But he was so popular, he became so popular that he basically took over the show, right? Changed the direction of the show altogether. What started as like a coming of age kind of storyline for Richie Cunningham became, the Fonz, the Fonz's show. What are you working on here, Joe? This is a page from New Zodiac's Sagittarius. It's like a skeleton frame, and it fills itself in as you draw a meat. Yeah, that's how and then that's how I write as well. I write the skeleton of the story, and then the details kind of come as you go. And then sometimes you just go with your inspiration. Like I've been drawing a couple of Green Goblin drawings today. It might be cool if this guy, one of their buddies, had these huge ears. Why not? And I've been drawing bats. Drawing a lot of bats lately with cricket. It's been a year though, so maybe there's a bat character. Maybe he's a bat character. Just fascinated by how the whole process works. Always appreciated art and writing, but wasn't good at it myself. My high school art teacher was very generous with a B she gave me, mostly for effort. Oh, you mean your grade, the B? So if I have Paige standing and Paige is an infant, what does that say? Does it say that Paige is advanced? Does it say anything? Does it say Paige's physiology is different? These are things I think about while I'm drawing, and then as I try to answer the questions, a lot of times story ideas come up. So I've always known that Paige is unique. And so the idea that she's standing even as an infant kind of plugs into my brain, my thought process where I wanted Paige to be unique. So maybe I unconsciously had Paige standing. I'm not sure. And then sometimes you just got to run with it. So, okay. I have another page. Let's see. Which I considered penciled because like I said, I'm inking it. Oh, okay. So we already have characters established. Forgot about that. So I'm going to make this the goblin guy. So we got to hook up the Bee Gees, right? Paige has a little block in her playpen. She has some kind of robot bear. Here's the thing where Connie's got very long hair, so I like that. Her hair is kind of dangling down, and Paige is playing with it. I'm wondering if I should continue that here, but it doesn't. It just doesn't feel right for this page. So interesting. Like I said, sometimes you got to run with it. It doesn't work that Connie is hanging over the playpen on this panel. So some time has passed. She squatted down to talk closer. That's cool. I'm good with that. And now here goes Paige. She's climbing over the top of the playpen. and the camera's pulling out. So the camera's pulling out of the apartment. So we start to see the rungs of the balcony in the foreground. I might do this in Photoshop, I'm not sure. I'm not even sure if these rungs need to be exactly correct. So at the same time that Connie and Ray's are leaving, Paige is not listening to a thing they're saying. She's like, hey, we're going to go out. We're going to go hang out. We're going to go see Taylor Swift or something. And you stay here, okay? Don't go anywhere, okay? Okay, Paige? Okay. She's just a kid. You know, she can't go anywhere. She can't. And as they're leaving, she's climbing out of the playpen. So we've got to hook all this furniture up. Um, the door is here. Maybe I should copy this and reduce it in size so I get everything right. But the camera's kind of moving, so I'm not sure how important it is to get everything exactly correct. I guess we'll find out. If I need to correct, I will. So here's Nimoy. Nimoy's standing by the door, so the kids are leaving. So Nimoy is by the door. Here's that recliner thing. And here's Paige falling. And then the camera keeps pulling out, so we're seeing more and more of these balcony rungs. And you got to place the characters so that you can still see the key bits of information, even through the, the rungs or the slats of the balcony. And then we've got to start to establish the window frame and the outer structure. Okay, we got to do this. No tangents allowed. The outer structure of the building, which the balcony is connected to. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Okay, I did that wrong already. It's okay. And then the balcony. Mm. I love that they're barely out the door and she's already climbing. It's it's like she couldn't wait for them to leave so she could escape. And then there she goes. Cool. So I'm probably going to blow out shortly. Anybody interested in any pre-made sketches? I'll fire some at you, see what works for you. Here's a sketchbook, 52 pages, over 100 sketches in here. It's crazy. This one has a remark of Nightcrawler, one of my favorite X-Men of all time. This is also number 43 of 100. I had 100 of these books printed with a white space in the corner. So the book by itself without a drawing in the white space is $30, but this is a Nightcrawler drawing, probably the only Nightcrawler drawing that I'll be sketching of 100 unless people request Nightcrawler. So it'll definitely be a rare character for sure. That's remarked on the book. I usually charge 60 for a color remark and probably 40 for a black and white one. But the book is going for 50 with the remark, which is $20 discount. So let's do a 10-second auction. See if there's anyone in the room interested in a sketchbook by me. Let's see. Qu'est-ce que c'est? There we go. 10 seconds for a Nightcrawler remark on a Joe sketchbook. Over 100 sketches, most of them done right here on Whatnot. This is a pencil drawing. Most of them are pen and ink drawings. A lot of Spidey, because I get a lot of Spidey requests. What can I say? This is the piece that we're going to make a print of, and Chris Summers is going to color. I think that's happening. No bites. No worries. Let's see what else we got. Lots of goodies. We got so many goodies. Oh yeah, let's do this. Here is a Ninja Turtle sketch I did at Granite State Comic Con. It's 150 at a con like Granite State, but here on Whatnot, it's only $100. So let me see if I can find a auction for this guy. Okay, I'm gonna have to make one. Stand by. Create temporary listing. There we go. Confirm. So let's find that T. There it is. TMNT sketch. So let's start the auction. $100 off. $50 off. Only $100 for this. What I would call a bust shot of character of your choice. They all look the same, right? Until they're colored. 10 seconds. Bling! Oh, this is cool. Anybody interested in a sketchbook with a Venom remark instead of Nightcrawler? Here we go. $30 for the book itself, and then 20 for the remark, which is $20 off a black and white remark. Here we go. 10 seconds. With tongue. Mary Jane with symbiote. She's the Venom character now, right? Last time I checked. Maybe time has changed already. So MJ's $50 off. $200, 10 seconds. Here we go. Bling. Get yourself an MJ with symbiote. Bling. Here's a Spidey with a crap ton of webbing. This is $250 off. Let me see. Let's use the MJ figure sketch. Hold on. We'll just put SM. SM figure sketch. Here we go. 10 seconds, $50 off. This is $200. FYI, what a set of your comic books you have for sale. Awesome. Thank you. What did you get? Oh, cool. Book of the Dead. Yeah, those are fun. Those are 90s reprints of 50s and 60s and 70s monster comics. Great shit. I almost didn't try to sell those. I almost kept those. But thank you, Age. Appreciate it. There's plenty of cool comics. I have plenty more that I need to put in the bin. Where's Daredevil? Hmm. I don't see a Daredevil head sketch, so let's see. Let's make one. Here we go. Oh, whatnot. You're so silly. Oh, it's not whatnot this time. It's me. There we go. Okay. Oh, Joe. Let's see. DD sketch 100. Oh, actually, this should be 150 because it has a radar background. But if anybody wants a DD for 100, this is your chance. $100. Did I take $100 off? Half price on Daredevil. 10 seconds. This won't happen again. Spidey 2099 versus Pack Rat. Spidey 2099 versus Travesty. Nobody wants those, I can tell. They've been sitting in my bin for many moons. Let's see. So this is Venom Headshot, $100. Let's edit DD into Venom. Cool. $100 for this lovely Venom head sketch. This tongue is like half a head itself. It's like 1.5 heads. $100, 10 seconds. Here we go. Grab your Venom today. Spidey plus Miles plus buildings. Sonia said she had trouble reading this. She saw this as Spider-Man's arm, and I can't see that, but I can't argue with what she saw. But I think this might need to be colored in case other people are seeing what she's seeing. Where's Venom and Miles? Or Spider-Man and Miles? So single figures 150, extra figures 100. That's 250, and then a little bit for the it's like half a background. That's 300, which is $50 off what I usually charge at conventions. 10 seconds. Here we go. Ready? Product actions. Okay, product actions. Start auction. 10 seconds. Bling. $300 for a lovely Spidey Miles dynamic duo shot. Wolverine. Let's see. I don't have a Wolvie in here, do I? Do I? I do. Wolverine head sketch. So head sketch black and white is 100 plus color and blood and guts and my signature in the blood on his claws. That's another 100. So it's 200 for this sketch. This would be 250 at a show. So you're still getting a $50 discount. Here we go. 10 seconds. Wolverine. Wolverine always sells at shows. It's, it's like a law of nature. It's like rain clouds come in and then water's going to fall from the sky. Bring Wolverine to a show and he will sell. Let's see. Anything else? Let's do this guy one more time. Maybe someone fresh in the room who hasn't seen this badass. Let's see. Venom full figure, black and white is 150. Let's see. Venom figure, there he is. Start auction, 10 seconds. Here we go. You ready? Bling. 150 for Venom. No deal, no worries. I think I'm gonna blow out. I'm getting hungry. I hope you guys had an excellent show. Thanks to Ange and B Couch and Art of Kyle Willis. Kyle Willis is the man. That's so cool that he came by. We did a Venom print together. Why don't I, in honor of Kyle, why don't I auction one of those off? Hold on, let me see if I can find one. Here's one here. It's kind of dinged on the corner there. This is a cardstock print, metallic foil, pencils and inks by me, colors by Kyle Willis. Let's run one of these. What do you say? This is kind of dinged on the corner, so I'll do $5 and see. Let's see what happens. This is a nice experiment, and 8 to 11 ounces, very light. Okay, here we go. Confirm. So now we got Venom. There he is. Product auction, start auction, 10 seconds. Opening bid is $5. I don't know how many of these there are, but there aren't many, and I probably have maybe 2 left after this. So this is like, you can see it's like metallic foil, something going on there. $5. 10 seconds. Happy to sign it for you. No bites. No bites. No bites. No worries. But thanks to Kyle for coming in and cleaning out my jam pieces. And will I see you guys next week? Probably Wednesday, definitely Thursday. So make sure you bookmark all the streams. And let's see if that gets me any attention. You know what? Did I cross 1,700 followers yet? I should just stay on until I get one more follower. Let me see. How many followers do I have? Joe, you're going to spice up my Venom Pop? How so? It's a $60 Venom Pop as opposed to 125, but talk to me. Seller has paused the show. No, I haven't. Can I get one more follower so we can crack 1,700? I have one page on my laptop that says I'm at 1.7, which is 1,700. But Then I have another page that says 1698. And then I've got my phone, which is saying I have 1699. So I don't know what the truth is, but can I get one more follower? That would be nice. Angel, are you in the house? What is this? What episode is this? Can we get one more follower? We got 3 people in the room. I'm probably one. Are there any noobs? Okay, no worries. I am going to blow out. Ange, if you're still here, send me an email what you were thinking, and I'll try to accommodate, okay? Um, I hope you guys have a great weekend. Uh, Thanks again to everyone who was part of the stream today. Thanks for visiting or stopping by. I'll see you on Wednesday for sure. For sure, Wednesday. Definitely Thursday. Okay, talk to you later.